Do you want consistently high sales in your business? And now, announcer man. Fighters, do you want to consistently hit your sales targets? Or know how to bring a new salesperson on and what to actually train them on? Or maybe your sales aren't what you want them to be and you need to know what to fix. Where do you start? Okay, these are all the things that having a sales process can do for you. And today on Contractor Fight TV, I'm going to define what a sales process is and give you an example of what yours can look like. Let's go. Fighters, before we get started today, if you have not yet subscribed, do that. Just subscribe.
Do that.
Just hit the button wherever the button is. I don't know where the button is, but just hit the dang thing so you get notified when yours truly brings some good shit your way.
Just hit the button.
Do that. Sounds like a win to me. All right, today let's talk about sales process. I want to talk about what it is, why you need one, and I'm going to give you a sample here quickly of what that sales process could look like. Okay, what is a sales process? Now, there's a little company called HubSpot, a little marketing company and stuff, and I'm going to read their definition, then I'm going to add a couple things. All right, sales process refers to a series of repeatable steps a sales team takes to move a prospect from an early stage lead to a closed customer. A strong sales process helps reps consistently close deals by giving them a framework to follow. Okay? That's the definition. If you go to HubSpot and you type in HubSpot, what's a sales process, blah, 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 that's what you're going to get. All right? So in other words, a sales process is a series of steps, all right, that start with attracting your ideal client, turning them into a lead, and then a closed customer and beyond. That's actually my definition, okay? Mine was a lot shorter than theirs, if you notice. But listen, I believe a sales process starts before somebody finds your customer or finds your company, okay? I believe that it's the marketing that you do is also part of your sales process to attract the right people. And then not only closing the job or selling the job, but then what happens after that? How do you stay in touch? How do you continue to keep the relationship warm? How do you stay top of mind? So HubSpot is absolutely spot on here. I don't disagree with that. But the point here, okay, is it starts before that first interaction and it goes well beyond when you close out the job. Let me also say this. You can close a lead, get ready for this one. You can close a lead without selling the job. People are like looking around going, what is he talking about? Okay, guys, a lead is closed once they've either signed the contract or told you to go pound sand. That's a closed lead. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, once they're no longer in la-la land, okay, in between yes or no, a yes is closed, a no is closed. Obviously, we want more high-quality yes closes than we do no closes, okay? But I just want to I want to share that with you that when I say close the lead, it doesn't mean you've sold the job, okay? Because every open lead that's out there is a distraction on your brain. It's stealing your bandwidth and your focus, and you have a follow-up list, and you have all this garbage that you got to do with people that may or may not ever be your client, okay? And so I want to get them to, yes, we're a customer, or no, we're not a customer as fast as I can. So I want to give you an example sales process. So if I woke up tomorrow morning and I started Tom's window cleaning or Tom's, cleaning this thing or doing that thing, whatever it was, this is pretty close across the board what my personal sales process would look like, because this is what it did look like. All right, number one. It starts with identifying our ideal client. What do they look like? Who would we like to clone? Okay, what makes them so great? This is who you need to attract. Okay, the second step to this sales process would be prospecting, hunting and farming. Okay, creating content. And I don't mean cold calling and door knocking like all the solar guys and the roof guys do, and that's fine, and the storm chasers. I'm not one of them. All right. When I say prospecting, I am going to create content that's attracting my ideal client. That's like a magnet to them. I'm going to use social media and email and text marketing, and I'm going to attract and nurture these people through what's called assignment selling. Okay? So that's step 2 of my sales process, will be that prospecting. I'm always on the hunt, meaning I'm really fishing more than hunting. But now and then hunting is what I do with our influencers, which is like, hey, I see you build homes and I paint homes. We should know each other. That's me chucking a spear and hoping it lands, right? Okay, so that's a little different, but it's in there. That's all prospecting, hunting, and farming. The third step to this sales process is lead intake and pre-qualification. Okay? They fill something out, they call the office, whatever, you're gathering the info. Okay? Even if they don't hire you, you still want this info. You want to continue to market to them. A lot of times people come back after they hire the wrong company, or maybe they get distracted and they never do the job and they forgot who they talked to, because you're staying in touch with them. You're top of mind and they're going to hire your ass. Okay? So that's the lead intake. Pre-qualification in our world is what we call our Shin-Fu pre-qualification process, where we go over 5 steps and we know within a few minutes on a quick phone call whether or not somebody's a buyer or a liar, or whether we're going to be a good fit or not a good fit through getting their motive, talking about what it's going to cost, and a bunch of other stuff. All right? That's the third step. The fourth step is the sales call, the actual sales call. Like if, you need to actually go out there and, do the old song and dance and measure and this. You want to know that you're doing that with somebody who is pre-qualified properly, that you're not wasting your time. So do you do the in-person visit if that applies to whatever your trade or service is? Okay? After that, there's the follow-up, step 5 of my sales process. Now, if the follow-up is one of 2 ways. If they hire us, there's follow-up steps of what's going to happen next as we work together, right? You got to make sure you're Johnny on the spot with that. If they don't buy from you, okay, right away, sign a contract, give you a deposit check, and for some reason you didn't pre-qualify properly and now they want to think about it and get other bids, which is totally fine. There's a follow-up process, meaning, everybody and their brother talks about follow-up Fridays and stuff. Oh, it's Friday, I got to make all my, fucking follow-up calls and this and that. Hey, and this is Tom with Tom's Painting. I'd really love it if you would bless me with allowing me to come paint your palace, dear homeowner, and all this other. I hate follow-up calls. That's why I do assignment selling. That's why I create content. That's why we do the Shin-Fu, so I don't fucking make follow-up calls. All right? However, every now and then, you got to make some follow-up calls. And there is money in the follow-up. I just think a lot of contractors have too big a follow-up lists because you don't know how to pre-qualify properly. Number 6, you close the contract, right? Maybe that happens where there's no follow-up, it's just on the spot or whatever, but the next step in the process, we're going to close the deal, okay? We're going to close it one way or the other. They're going to go, bite me, or they're going to go, give me a pen and let me get my checkbook, okay? Those are the only 2 acceptable outcomes. That's closing the contract, getting the deal signed, all that other stuff. Next, part of the sales process is we need to make sure that the scope and any special conditions or notes of the project are communicated to the field team. Okay? A lot of salespeople sell a job and do a shitty job communicating the scope, and there's a lot of confusion, so that needs to be done in writing and put into wherever you're going to put it. We had in our a special CRM that we use in our estimating program. All right? The next thing after the scope and notes are created, this is all part of the sales process, by the way, all right, is what's called the handoff. Here's the sold job, the scope, the notes, the contract. We're going to hand it off to the operations side of the business. Okay? There's that formal handoff. Then we go do the work, right? Go do the project. It's kick-ass. The next step of the sales process, Tom, we already sold the job. We already did the job. The sale's done. No, it's not. See, it ain't done. Nordstrom's, many years ago, the store, had a thing called 333, where somebody would come in and buy some perfume. 3 days after they did that, Nordstrom's would email, text them, call them, or whatever, and go, hey, how's the perfume? Do you still like the perfume? Or whatever the hell the thing was, right? 3 weeks later, they'd contact him again, and 3 weeks or 3 months later, they would reach out to him. 333. That's part of the sales process. You know why? Here's why in the trades. And we did this. When somebody has an issue with something on the job and they didn't catch it in the final walkthrough, all right, if they don't have an opportunity to voice that, then you just become somebody that didn't pay attention to details. You painted the house, you did the project, and then you just disappeared. But when you're checking in on a regular basis in those first few months, hey, sometimes on the final walkthrough we miss something. Is there something that's driving you crazy? I just want to make sure you're still good. We're happy to come out and address that. What do you think that does for the relationship? Okay? You're the only contractor they're ever going to work with again, because I promise you they will compare you and the way you operate and show up. They will compare everyone else to that level of service, and it's game over right there. You're winning. Okay? Next part of the sales process is about a year or so after the project. We implement what we call a warranty call. I like to call them 2 to 3 months before their labor warranty is up. Most trades, it's a year labor warranty, and material might be longer or whatever. I don't care if it's 2 years, whatever. Okay? It's your business. You call them up. You go, hey, Eric, it's Tom with Tom's Painting. We painted your house about a year ago. Hey, man, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, listen, I just wanted to remind you it's time for your warranty visit. What's a warranty visit? Well, your warranty's up in about 2 months, so I'd like to schedule a time to come out for 10 or 15 minutes, just put eyes on the project, make sure everything's still looking good, and that way if there's any issues, we can cover it where it's still under warranty and there's no issues. When's a good time? Okay? That's part of the sales process. Final part of the sales process, you guys, is stay top of mind. All right? Email marketing, text marketing, social media, okay? Send them direct mail, your customer list, whatever it is, all these different ways for you to stay top of mind. I found with one of my companies, it was a painting company, whenever we would send an email out, it wasn't, hey, buy our shit. It was educational, how to wash your walls after they've been painted, or how to do a touch-up, or whatever it might be. It was always value, bring them back to our website, content on our website so they could read the thing. Every time we sent those out, and we sent them weekly, every time we'd send an email, we'd get referrals. Hey, I was at the soccer game and so-and-so said you painted their house and did a great job, and we thought we'd call you. All right? So you have to stay top of mind. So many customers are happy with who they hired, but they can't remember who it was, because most companies do a shitty job of staying in touch with their clients. So listen, before we get out of here, I want to encourage you to get serious about creating a sales process for your business. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. But more importantly, I want you to head to the contractorfight.com/join-sales-pro. We have a Contractor Sales Pro Facebook group. It's a free group where we talk about sales process. And we do regular live trainings in there and things like that. It's a great place if you want to learn how to dial in your sales process, and we'll make sure the link is in the description and on the screen here, the contractorfight.com/join-sales-pro. And come hang out with us over there, and let's take you to the next level in your sales game. You guys rock. I got to roll. I'm out.